a light.
Are we ready?
You got a light. And it's shining up for everyone to see. You got a light. You got a light. And it's shining out for everyone to see.
Stand up, everybody.
By some kind of miracle, now I feel that light in me. You got a love. You got a love. And it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a love. You got a love. And it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that love in me. You got a joy running through you now that just can't be denied. You got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. Yeah. You got a power. You got a power. It's shining out for everyone to see. You got a power. You got a power. And it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me. You got a joy running through you now that just can't be denied. You got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. You got a power. You got the power. Shining out for everyone to see. You got the power. Hey, you got the power. Yeah. Shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that power in me. Feel that power. Feel the power. Feel it in me. Feel that power in me. Feel the power. Yeah, yeah. Feel that power in me. 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 Yeah. Feel that power. Feel that power. Feel that power. Feel that power. Feel that
Yes. Thank you, Paula, for leading us in that song. And please be seated, my friends. Welcome to Unity of Hagerstown. Welcome to those who are joining us virtually. We're so glad that you are doing so. And welcome to all those who are present live, in person. It's great to see each and every face. Today we have a quote from Myrtle Fillmore, who is the co-founder of Unity for Women's History Month. Myrtle writes, "Nature is surely the glorified face of God. See the beauty about you and see the manifestation of the infinite mind." And what a great quote for today, as the beauty about us is so prevalent. Let's join together in our opening prayer. Settling in, focusing on our heart space. Let us let go of any concerns or any worries that we may have as we become fully present here and now. Let us feel that light and love and power that is that presence of God within us. Experience that joy that we are. And give thanks for this time to come together, to gather together in song, in prayer, in laughter, in friendship. And we just say, thank you, God. May our minds be open and receptive to the activity of Spirit within. And so it is. Amen. And now if you'll join me in our mission statement together. Unity of Hagerstown, a welcoming community, embraces spiritual awakening through affirmative prayer and meditation, creating a positive path of abundant living for all. And now we have the reading of the Daily Word with Diane Morgan.
Good morning. The word for Sunday, March 22nd, 26th, is joy. There are so many ways to express joy. I may speak words of praise that bring awareness of even more blessings to mind. I may take joyful action, my every step aglow in the light of God, enlivening everything I do. I celebrate the playful joy of every child, especially the child within me. I experience some happiness whether I'm in the heart of a busy city or the stillness of nature. And then there is the quiet joy of just being, the richest joy of all. I rediscover my joy by taking slow, deep breaths, tapping into the wellspring of well-being that never runs out. I feel its energetic glow spilling over into my heart and my life. What joy to be a spiritual being, a precious child of God. The reading is from Luke, but the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people." Please join me in the affirmation. I draw from my wellspring of joy. Okay, let's take that deep breath. Go into our heart space. Find that joy, the inner child, and repeat. I draw from my wellspring of joy.
Thank you, Diane. And now I'd like to invite Paula to lead us in another song.
Oh, yeah. We gather our hearts in the face of hatred. We gather our love in the shadow of fear. We gather our light in the hour of darkness. We gather now, we gather here. We gather now, and we gather here. Ooh. We stand on our strength in the time of danger. We lift up our song in the presence of tears. We send down our joy in the depths of sorrow. We gather now, we gather here. We gather now, and we gather here. We come together in this time and place. We come together in this kindness and with our grace. We call out for peace in the heat of anger. We step into faith in the midst of despair. We celebrate hope in the heart of sadness. We gather now and everywhere. We gather now, we gather everywhere. We come together in this time and place. We come together in this kindness and with our grace. We gather our hearts in the face of hatred. We gather our love in the shadow of fear. We gather our light in the hour of darkness. We gather now, we gather here. We gather now, and we gather here. We gather now, and we gather here.
And now we have our Lenten reading today with Mary Nye.
Good morning. So the topic is surrender, the process of surrender. As Jesus walked to Gethsemane with the disciples, he was increasingly in anguish and agitation. He said, "Abba, Father, for you all things are possible. Remove this cup from me, yet not what I want, but what you want." From Mark 14:36. This indicates that during this entire time he was surrendering his finite will over to the care of God. Jesus demonstrated surrender is a process. We continue in this divine process of becoming. We surrender our thoughts, limitations, burdens, and lives over to the tender, loving care of an infinite presence. In order to surrender, we are invited to look deeply within. We say yes to embracing the process of surrender. Understanding it strengthens our spiritual muscle. As we participate in the art of surrender, we can clearly listen to an expansive inner intelligence. This binds us to all there is, and we are free to soar. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. From Matthew 11:29. And the affirmation is, I am willing to relinquish all to be free and soar the highest heights. Let's do it one more time. I am willing to relinquish all to be free and soar the highest heights. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Now we have an opportunity to greet our neighbor with a handshake, a howdy, a hug. Just make sure that the person that you are greeting is open to a hug if you're a hugger. And then when you hear the bell ring, it's time to get back to your seat. And if you want to say hello to our virtual friends, just come up here and wave. I'm sure they'd appreciate that too. Okay, greet your neighbor. And for my virtual friends, if you would like to say something on the comments section, we love you, we appreciate you, we are so glad you're here with us. Okay, thank you, thank you. So we are continuing with our series that covers 6 steps to inner peace and wholeness based on the book, The Lazarus Blueprint, written by Mary Alice and Richard Jaffola, 2 Unity ministers. We have completed 3 steps, I believe, and we're going to actually complete the series today. So we have a lot of ground to cover because I want to recap the first 3 steps as well. So this book is based on Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead, a story that you're probably familiar with, but we'll go over it in the next few minutes as well. But it looks at it metaphysically, and a metaphysical interpretation of the Bible or of any scripture is seeing that each of the characters is representing a state of consciousness within each of us. So let's recap those first 3 steps. The first step is to pause. When Mary and Martha sent for Jesus because Lazarus was sick, he waited 2 days before setting out. He paused. And now we may not know or fully understand why he did that, but I believe it was to allow the power of the presence of God to be fully realized. When we are faced with a problem, sometimes if we step away from that problem, we come back with a clearer perspective. We allow space for our own inner wisdom to come forth. The Jafolas tell us latent energies are given the opportunity to awaken and do their mighty work without any conscious effort on your part. When you turn away from clogging your mind with fears and negative thoughts, you are allowing these latent energies to activate and guide you in the right directions. So turn away. The second step is to remove the stone. When Jesus arrived at the tomb, he said to those gathered around, "Take away the stone, roll away the stone." The stone represents whatever is blocking us from moving forward. It could be a false belief. It could be a story that we're holding on to that we've told ourselves, or it could be an unforgiveness that we're unwilling to let go. So we get rid of whatever is that roadblock standing in our way of inner peace and wholeness, whatever it is that we need to overcome. Obviously, if anything was going to restore Lazarus, the stone had to be removed in the story. So if anything's going to restore our life to wholeness, we need to remove the blocks to that as well. The stone is not something outside of you, my friends. It's not another person, although sometimes we want it to be, right? It's not another person. It's not the circumstance. It's a belief or a habit that was odd. Did you hear that? I said, oh, I thought it was the chimes. I'm like, habit. It's a belief or a habit that's keeping you from realizing that peace that you want. So we pause, we roll away the stone, and then the third step is based on the words that Jesus said at the gravesite. Did I not tell you that if you believe, you would see the glory of God? This is a step in faith. Believe and you will see. Beyond our physical sight, we learn to see the presence of God everywhere in everyone. It is a deeper knowing. It is a shift in perspective. We tend to experience what it is that we expect. So we learn to expect or have faith in the goodness of God, the wholeness of life, the abundance of the universe. The Jafolas write, your positive expectations gather a tremendous energy that draws to you people and circumstances and bodily changes that will support your expectations. I read the story of Barnett Heltzberg Jr. recently, and by most accounts, you would say he's a lucky man. By 1994, he had built up a chain of highly successful jewelry stores with an annual revenue of over $300 million. One day, he was walking by the Plaza Hotel in New York when he heard a woman call out, "Mr. Buffett," to the man near him, and Heltzberg wondered whether the man might be Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in America. He had never met Buffett before, but had read about the financial criteria that Buffett used when buying a company. And Heltzberg had recently turned 60, so he was thinking about selling his company and realized that his might be the type of company that Buffett would be interested in. So he seized the opportunity, walked over to the stranger, introduced himself, and the man did indeed turn out to be Warren Buffett, and the chance meeting turned out to be fortuitous in that Heltzberg sold him his company a year later. All because Heltzberg just happened to be walking by when a woman called out a name on a busy street in New York City. interestingly, at least to me, Heltzberg was raised in Kansas City, which is right outside of Unity Village. And I have to wonder if some of those positive teachings infiltrated his raising. Heltzberg was able to gather tremendous energy that drew people to him that supported his expectation of selling his company. So we pause, we take that time out as the first step again, not to deny the problem exists, but to become aligned and centered ourselves. We remove the blocks that's standing in our way, and we have faith. We hold great expectations. The step 4 is based on the line that Jesus looked up and said, "Father, I thank you for having heard me. I know that you always hear me." Jesus looked up. In other words, he looked away from the problem. He looked away from the tomb. We look away from the problem in our life too and know that God is greater than whatever we are facing. Jesus spoke the words aloud. There's power in words. And when we speak them aloud, the vibration is felt in our physical being. The meaning resonates in our emotional and intellectual natures. This is how we shift a train of thought that may have been going down the same track for years. Through that vibration, feelings are the catalyst to start the energy moving, to start that vibrational change. Giving thanks by igniting the feelings of gratitude for the good that is ours and for that which we desire before we even receive it sends a signal to the universe that we believe, that we have faith, and we draw to us our good. You know, there have been studies done of luck, showing that lucky people generate their own good fortune based on 4 different principles. They're skilled at creating and noticing chance opportunities. They make decisions based on their intuition. And they create self-fulfilling prophecies via positive expectations. They also adopt a resilient attitude so that it transforms something that would be considered negative into something positive. When we give upfront thanks, we are inviting new and different ideas into our subconscious and allowing that creative intelligence within to guide us. You know, the solution to any problem is never found in the problem. The more we focus on the problem, the more we talk about it, the more we worry about it, the more really resistant it becomes to change. So we look beyond the situation and give thanks. Ernest Holmes tells us giving thanks before the actual manifestation occurs is the royal road to manifestation, because we are not only confirming our faith, but we are acknowledging the receipt of good from the giver of all perfect gifts. As our story continues, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come forth." Jesus didn't plead nor implore. There's no self-doubt in his voice. He commanded with passion. If we are commanding a change in our life, we infuse our words with as much power and emotion as possible. Speak our words of healing aloud if you want. The words we use reflect our current state of consciousness. In fact, they're the very cause of our maintaining that consciousness. So if you tell yourself you're not good enough, or whatever your inner critic is saying, you're not only affirming your present state of self-worth, but you're really laying the groundwork for your sense of self-worth in the future as well, because today's words become tomorrow's reality. The Jafolas tell us, if you listen carefully to your words, you will discover a lot about yourself, because your words are actually your distilled thoughts and feelings. When you speak, you send a signal through a neural pathway in the brain. The more you speak the same words, especially if the words are powerful and positive and genuinely felt, the more permanently they instill themselves in your mind. And I will tell you that the reverse is true as well. It works not only for positive words, but negative words too. The more we repeat these words, the more it's going to impact our lives. You know, today most people are familiar with affirmations and the power of affirmations, the benefits of using them, and researchers have indeed concluded that there are many benefits with using affirmations. And an affirmation can really be any uplifting statement. In Unity, we teach affirmations a little bit differently in that we connect it with Spirit, with God. It doesn't, so it has more juice than just a positive statement. To charge it with a little bit more juice, if you will, the Jafolas suggest try using your name with an affirmation. Talking to yourself. I have one student with the urban school who in a post shared that every morning he wakes up, he looks himself in the mirror and he calls out his name and he does a list of affirmations. Let's try it today. Now, you may feel a little uncomfortable with this. I'm okay with that. And I'm okay if you just say it silently, you know, or quietly. But you would say, you know, I will demonstrate. Sandy, you are the presence of God made manifest. So let's go ahead and do that, inserting your name, although I would love it if you all said mine, but you do yours. You do yours, okay? And just do it now as loud or as softly as you want. Sandy, you are the presence of God made manifest. And just notice how you feel. If you feel like there's any more charge to that by saying your name. And if there is, play around with it at home. You're making clear that the change you seek is not on the outer, but an inner change. It is your higher self talking to your little self, if you will. The Jafolas tell us, call forth the life in you, the life you want, the one that had been lying dormant and is now being restored to wholeness. Call it out loudly and with absolute conviction and unwavering expectation. Let your words become alive with the creative power within you. Call it out. So our story continues. The dead man came out, his hands and feet bound with strips of cloth, and his face wrapped in a cloth. Unbind him and let him go. So the healing has begun. Lazarus has come out of the grave, but he's bound still with strips of cloth. Those strips of cloth really represent the old thoughts, the old beliefs, the old habits that stemmed from the situation that we've been working to overcome. This teaches us that we may need to use persistence, some dedication to continue to work with that. Unbind him and let him go prompts us to let go of the past that no longer serves. What I find really interesting is that they call him the dead man. Why didn't they call him Lazarus? The dead man came out. But at this point, he wasn't dead any longer. He was alive. Maybe it was to make a point that the old beliefs and habits were still there. We need to let them go. We have to make that continued effort to release those binding strips in order to convince ourselves to return to wholeness. Regardless of what had been holding you less than alive, here you are in the final step of your personal resurrection. Discard the old role with its old wrappings and trappings, and once you discard it, do not reclaim it. Don't recycle that stuff, okay? You don't need to recycle those old patterns. Let them go. So just to recap, because our meditation is going to be going through all 6 steps, we take a time out, we pause, we remove the blocks, we have faith, we give upfront thanks for that, our heart's desire for the good that we are seeking. We command a change, we remove the bindings. So as we move into a time of meditation, go ahead and adjust your position if necessary while I adjust the volume of this. And let's begin with 3 nice deep breaths at your own pace, slowing it down each breath. Allowing the body to relax. Allowing the thoughts to calm down. And the heart to feel a measure of peace. And I invite you to do a body scan, beginning with your feet, just noticing any places that may have some tension being held, and allowing that to be released. The ankles and the calves, softening the muscles, the knees and the thighs, the hips and the torso, allowing the belly to soften. Allowing the back to release any tension there. The back of the neck, the shoulders. Relax and let go. The arms, the forearms, the hands, the fingers. Moving your focus now on the jaw, allowing whatever tightness there may be in the jaw to be relaxed. The cheeks, the brow, and the scalp. And we do this relaxation so that we might become more fully present in the meditation. And I will read 6 steps with a pause between each one. And I invite you to hear my voice as if it were speaking through you. My heart overflows with gratitude for the life force at work in my body and in my soul. I center my thoughts on the positive changes taking place right now, and I am at peace. I'm grateful for the gift of life. The creative intelligence deep within me knows what to do and how to do it. So I relax. I relax. I find the inner strength to turn away from fear and devote this time to peace. I allow the presence of God to be felt within. And align with the power, the wisdom, and the life of God. I open my mind and my heart to discover the stone that is blocking my path to my highest and best good. inner wisdom reveals this to me in the perfect way at the perfect time. I spend a moment in the silence, listening. I joyfully open myself to the spirit of life within me as it transforms and blesses me every step of my way. I fully expect the right things to happen in my life. I hold this feeling of great expectation here and now. I hold positive thoughts of life, of love, of joy, of wisdom. I now leave the dark cave of the past and I step into the light. Spirit of life within, search my heart and find the wellspring of gratitude there. You have lifted me onto a higher path and given me hope and peace of mind. You are my unfailing strength as I allow the old wrappings and trappings to fall away so I can become the person I was created to be. And as we bring our time of meditation to a close, I invite Paula to come back up and lead us in another chant. Okay. Let's join together, shall we, with our affirmation together? I say yes to the divine ideas manifesting in my life now. I say yes to the highest good. I say yes to this thing called life. Yes. And if you'll join me in our offertory prayer together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for the abundance in my life. And as we take the offering, we have Paula leading us in another song. There we go.
I'm so grateful, so very grateful for the blessings in my life. I'm so grateful, so very grateful. I am feeling so blessed. I'm so grateful, so very grateful for the blessings in my life. I'm so grateful, so very grateful. I am feeling so blessed. And as I'm giving, I am receiving, and I'm feeling the love that is. And love is everything, I'm one with everything. I am feeling so blessed. I'm so grateful, so very grateful for the blessings in my life. I'm so grateful, so very grateful. I am feeling so blessed. I'm so grateful, so very grateful for the blessings in my life. I'm so grateful, so very grateful. I am feeling so blessed. I am feeling so blessed. I am feeling so blessed.
Thank you, Paula. We do have a few announcements today. Our soup kitchen sign up. We need just a few extra things if you haven't already signed up, but you would like to contribute to this month's, or actually it's next month's, soup kitchen. I invite you to do so. The salmon rice casserole, we have the salmon and the rice. All you have to do is put it together with a few other ingredients. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Just pass that around. And then first Wednesday of the month, we have our sound bath at 7 p.m. If you haven't experienced that yet, it's a very relaxing time. Quite a lovely thing to do at the end of the day. And our Good Friday service is the 7th? That seems like it's so soon, doesn't it? And I typed that. But let me back up, because I didn't put it on here, but next Sunday is Palm Sunday, and we have a special Palm Sunday service. It's a Walking the Palm meditation, and the prayer chaplains are going to help as well with that. So I'm really looking forward to that. If you haven't experienced that, it's a wonderful time to really connect with your own divine identity. And then, of course, the following Sunday is Easter, and another special service. We have a short Reader's Theater happening for that day, as well as a Unity Communion. I think we're going to do that, yeah. See what that looks like. We haven't done that for a while, yeah. And then on the 15th is our Unity from the Inside Out. This is a class that's required if you want to become a member, but you don't have to become a member just because you're taking the class. It's for anyone who wants to learn or review the Unity 5 basic principles. So I am asking that you register just simply by letting me know via email, or you can even tell me today so that I can get the reading material to you. It's a free class. Lunch is included because it's kind of an all-day thing, because we just study all the principles. That's what we're going to do, 5 basic principles. And then Tuesday, ongoing, we have a yoga class at 6 p.m. Sandy Morrell, who's our beautiful yoga instructor, is also going to be adding another class at 7 for stretching. Not so much yoga, but stretching. Which she says if you do yoga first, you'll be able to stretch more. Okay. And then we have opportunities for people to become greeters, daily word readers, help out with hospitality. If you are interested in any of that, you can you can see me, or you can see BT for greeters and readers, or Debbie for hospitality. I see you hiding. Just raise your hand so people know you. Yeah, okay. She hates that, I'm sure. But we so appreciate all of the volunteers that work together to make this Sunday service happen. From the moment you walk in, you're greeted by somebody. Today it was Devin. You did a beautiful job. It's not a hard job, but it takes the right person to say hello to everybody in such a welcoming manner. And then reading of the daily word, you know what that is. Hospitality, aren't you grateful for all the goodies after our service, for our social snack and chat? Yeah, Snokel 20, yeah, that's right. So if you're interested in any of that, just please let one of us know. That would be great. So let's stand as we sing our next song. Our beautiful Love Is My Decision. I'm going to crank it up because I want to hear you sing.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And one decision right here and now.
Thank you. Please be seated. And at this time, we're going to say goodbye to our Facebook friends. I should have had this actually before the song, because Facebook is definitely going to mute that song out. But anyway, so we love you. We appreciate you. We are seeing the light that you are. Thank you for joining us. And now we'll move into prayer requests and sharing of celebrations with Diane.